Graw was an exhibition, yes, but more than that, Graw was a way of holding people. It was a queer space, not just queer, a place curved with care, slanted towards welcome and built for a full, crooked, beautiful truth of human life. Salt and Pepper are the spicy LGBTQ elders that have been meeting at Uillinn for the last 4 years. This year, we teamed up with the Crawford Gallery to bring our favourite pieces to create this ode to love, Graw. Hi, I'm Toma McCullim and I'm going to welcome you to the world of Salt and Pepper and Graw.
I loved being part of the Graw project. Loved being part of the curation team. I've never been part of a curation project to this extent before. It was a small group of us, regular meetings and discussions. I found the whole process really interesting. Then having that wonderful catalogue of work of the Crawford to choose from was just really exciting. And the whole process of the choosing and the negotiations and working out what would go where. And then seeing those pieces coming into Uillinn from the Crawford was just so thrilling. It was so fabulous to see them up close and in this space of Uillinn. Just wonderful.
So we chose pieces from the Crawford Gallery, just pieces I think that really spoke to us, and then we responded to it with our own work. My piece Lilith related to the iconic Venus de Milo downstairs. She's a multiple portrait of a spinning feminine cosmos, and a comment on how the church has demonised our bodies.
I created this piece in response to In Her Own Garden by Paul Larocque. As I thought about the piece, what wanted to be made was this little sort of homage to my best friend who passed away in October 2023. I used beeswax. I was wondering what I would make it out of. I knew I wanted to make a little figurine and model it, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to use, and I chose beeswax because she had an affinity with bees and everything was around bees. She used to call me honeybee. And I guess, she was a herbalist, a medical herbalist, so I've included different wild plants, and I guess bees are important in the pollination of these plants. It's called Tide Lines and Landlines, and the photos in the piece are of me and my sisters as children in West Cork, and the tones and colours in my glazes reflect those in the natural world in West Cork and on those childhood photos. I love that the process of making ceramics uses all the elements. There's a thread that goes back to the John French ceramics, which I knew from when I was a child and a teenager. And they were the first ceramics I can remember that really caught my attention, and I loved their complete, unique and individual nature.
This piece here is called Loch-Ein Rapids. And it's a painting I did in response to an enclosure's work downstairs called River Boundary, Loch-Ein. And it particularly spoke to me because I spent a lot of time down at Loch-Ein. I just lived nearby, and I just love how he managed to capture the essence and the movement and the colour of the lake itself.
I suppose my piece is about love through the lens of loss, as they seem to be two sides of the one coin. And I was most interested in Dragana Jurthic's photography, about really ways of seeing and memorialising rather than the what of what's seen.
In response to Patrick Scott's work, for me, meditation is achieved only in nature. The theme of Timtrail na Baha, the cycle of life, continues really with the Cailleach and the nest, and the Cailleach or the hag, the end of life, and the nest representing the beginning of life, both cyclical. And the use of Mary is only out of respect for the part she played in my life growing up, and always I felt she was my protector. And then I realised one day that I was much older than her and that she seemed too young to be my protector, and I realised she was never allowed age, never allowed return, never allowed be part of that cyclical nature.
The work that I did for the parlour focused on the networks, on the radical affiliations, as I term them, between the artists of the early modernist period in Ireland, like Méini Jellett and Evie Hone, and a range of other cultural producers in that period, such as the playwright Lennox Robinson and others.
This is called A Game of Cards, and it was painted by Laura Bridget Nicol, and I love the richness of the colours in it and everything, but also because it was a traveller family painted at a time in 1959 where there was a lot of discrimination against travellers in Ireland. There was a systematic breakup of the family as well by the state and the church and all of that. And I just think this is a really beautiful, warmth representation of travellers. So this is the Royal Flush, and I made this in response to this painting, and I wanted to make something that was about pride and love, and it's called the Royal Flush because that's the top hand you can get in poker. It's the luckiest hand. It's very unusual, and really this piece is saying that there's nothing luckier than being born traveller.
It's so good, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good.
Graw was made by a collective who understood that curating isn't just about objects, but about relationships. Our main question was, how can we help you belong here?
What I love about Raw is the connections it forges, not only between artworks, but like across the spaces, across floors, but also bouncing back and forth. So there's a beautiful glance between Aphrodite and the work of Max Gainey, and then to the woman behind me, Fiona Shaw, a goddess in her own right. So the way they have started conversations with each other. There's a lovely fluidity, I think, in this particular lower space, because it's enhanced, I suppose, with ideas of water and swimming, but also gender fluidity of moving in and out of roles, of performance, and it's just a joy to just be immersed in that and to be held in that. But there's just gorgeous layering of meaning, and not only between the artworks as they were intended, but also in the selection of them by Salt and Pepper.
It's been a fabulous exhibition, and it's great to see so many different types of people coming in through the door, and everybody has been interacting with it and enjoying it. And I have been surprised at the amount of acceptance.
Raw was built around care for who we are and where we've been, for queer histories, for creative risk, for cultural memory, and for all the people who walked in not sure if the space was meant for them, and discovered it was.
Welcome to the Gold Temple, the Temple of Love. We're setting up studio here. We're going to spend a whole month, a delicious month of dressing up and playing in gold in honour of Patrick Scott, who we're responding to in the gallery space down below. So we have a lot of gold textiles, a lot of black, and we're thinking high priest. We're thinking priest of love. We've even got sewing here. We've got sewing, and what we're really excited about is golding our bodies, building our fabulous queer selves in high priestess style. Lots of gold drapery. We've even got whatever that's going to be. That'd be nice if we just dipped the ends in gold. I love what Patrick says about the gold not reflecting but emanating. So we've been kind of emanating gold.
Take me to your home and feed me